Wow, that was so tasty. It's like candy. Hey guys, it's Vin the Som next door. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna be talking about sweet wines or dessert wines, which is perfect for Valentine's Day, which is right around the corner. So whether you're hanging out with your pals, your gals, or your special someone, it is the perfect time to get a dessert wine. So I'm gonna do this in two parts. So today we're gonna talk about the dessert wines that aren't fortified, and I'm gonna do another episode about ports, Madeiras, and sherries, and those lovely other fortified wines. So why would you buy a dessert wine? Well, one, they're delicious. They pair well with desserts. They pair well with cheeses. You can drink them by themselves. There's always an occasion, but especially when you're with someone who's very sweet. So let's get into the different styles of sweet wines that aren't fortified. So today I'm drinking a late harvest Royal Tokaji, which is a Hungarian wine. So Hungary has been making Tokajis for centuries. The grape is called ferment, which is a white grape, as you can see. And so what late harvest means is that they leave the grapes on the vines and basically are trying to get as much sugar in the grapes as possible, right? The more it ripens, there's more sugar in the grapes. Everyone's goal is to try to increase the amount of sweetness or concentrate the sugars within the grapes. So late harvest is one of the techniques that winemakers will use. Oh, this one is like very like apricot flavors, like orange peel and honey, and it's delicious. So another way that you can concentrate the grapes is through noble rot, which I know you're like, what? Noble rot? That's disgusting. But you know, somehow people have discovered that if this mold attacks the grapes in humid climates, what actually happens is that the grapes get super concentrated, and then they pick these grapes, and from the leftover juice, they make a very sweet wine. So there's a Tokaji Aszu, which is made via that method. Other famous wines made with noble rot is Sauternes. So they're kind of expensive, but if you think about it, they had to pick a lot of grapes in order to get that much juice. Chateau Yquem is known as one of the best Sauternes out there, and those go for like around like $300, $400, and they're half bottle sizes. So if you're looking for a Sauternes or a noble rot alternative, you can go to Barsac, which is a commune nearby Sauternes, and they also produce sweet wines just for a lower price. You see, this is a Botrytis Cinerea or noble rot wine. That's what it means. So usually with a Tokaji, they have a noble rot version, which would be even sweeter, more concentrated. Other ways that you can concentrate the sugars in a wine is by drying the grapes. So if you see Recioto or Passito in an Italian wine, usually that means that they have dried their grapes. So they stopped the fermentation and left the residual sugar. So those usually come in small bottles too. One of my favorites that also uses dried grapes is a Vinsanto. It was so good. I actually got this from Santorini. We bought a couple of Vinsantos. I would say it's like a nuttier flavor, a deeper flavor, and they're super delicious. So I highly recommend Vinsanto. They also come from Tuscany. I remember drinking a couple from there. I think that's where they're actually from. But yeah, Greece makes Vinsanto as well. I get so excited. Ice wine, let's talk about it. That's when they leave the grapes, and they're healthy grapes, nothing rotting or anything like that. They leave the grapes on the vines, and it gets really cold, so the grapes freeze. They have to pick the grapes. This is like, all of these are very labor intensive, which is why they're a little bit more expensive. So they pick the grapes and then they press it immediately, and then they take out the frozen water, which leaves, again, the concentrated sugars. As you can imagine, this has to happen in cold climates, right? So we're talking about Canada, we're talking about Germany, we're talking about like cold places in the US. Ice wines are like super syrupy. They're like very, very strong. Like this much ice wine, that's a lot of ice wine. That's another thing, guys. For a lot of these, get small glasses. Especially ice wine, you just need a little bit, a couple of sips, and it's very, very concentrated. For a lot of these though, I would say not to go with chocolate. I think chocolate you gotta save for the ports, and we'll get into that. But these are like much better suited for like fruit tarts or anything like a nutty caramelly flavor, like a creme brulee. Yes, yes. And also salty, so like salty cheeses, like cheeses and dessert wines are a match made in heaven. So I highly, highly recommend doing that. I don't know what I'm doing for V-Day. So maybe in episode 2, when we talk about ports and sherries and stuff like that, we'll make something. Maybe some cookies. I don't know. I did think of some desserts and stuff like that. But anyway, I just want to give you guys some ideas of what to buy for Valentine's Day for your special somebody. It's so tasty. How can you go wrong? It's dessert. This was also $20. Not bad. Not bad at all. I'm trying to see what the ABV is. 12%. Yeah, some of these are just as like, you know, alcoholic as like a regular wine. Because if you think about it, there's a lot of sugar in here. This Vinsanto is 13.5%. So, you know, don't get crazy, y'all. Well, that was part 1 of sweet wines. Let me know in the comments what types of dessert wines that you guys are drinking right now. What are your favorite producers? And let me know in the comments what you want me to cover next. And please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel. And cheers, you guys. I'll catch you guys later. That's my sweet wine dance. It was so good, but now it's gone.